Okay guys, I really debated on whether I'm wanted to do this vid or not, but since I made that update video giving a preview of it, that's me making a promise, and I always keep my promises unless I'm just something beyond my control happens where I just really can't, but that'll always be beyond my control. So this is me keeping a promise, and what I want to do is I want to thank a couple of people right quick at Cheats VIPs. His information on how to hack flash games. He's also a member of Cheat the Game over at Facebook, a great game hacker, answers a lot of questions and helps people, and he also helped me with this as well. And another FlufferNutter, who is also a member of CTG. Both these guys are great game hackers, both are members of the Discord as well as Facebook channels, and also our website, which is at cheatthegame.net. And I'm going to link both of these down in the description to this video here and to these two videos, and they both give very accurate demonstrations. The one I'm more focused on right here is FlufferNutter's Hacking Zombies Train Part 1 and Part 2. He gives real good explanations and can describe it way better than I ever could. Another reason I debated on whether I'm doing this or not is because I got to be honest with you. I mean, I know scripting well enough to know what's going on in scripts. I can see what's happening and everything, but Flash is so confusing to me because there's so many differences and things like that I really had to be handheld by FlufferNutter through the whole thing. He had to show me every little detail, and I still barely got it. So I just don't think I can really explain it to you well at all. And considering the way that Flash is going the way of the dinosaur now, what's the point? But I always say it's good to learn. You always want experiences and other ways of looking at a problem. And I've had that game, The Governor of Poker 2, as a thorn in my ass for years. Anybody who's known me long enough knows that this game has been one of the hardest games I've ever tried to hack. Mostly because I didn't know much about Flash games, which I admit. And another, I only use Cheat Engine to try to do it, and it's practically useless with that game other than value scanning. But these two guys gave me another option to look these things up. And when I made that past vid, I've had several people come, oh, there are better ways to do that, faster ways, and this, that, and the other, but nobody ever told me what those ways were. So if you're going to leave a message like that and say, I'm doing things the hard way, well, how about letting me in on what other ways there are instead of just leaving a comment like that and then taking off into the night, So from now on, I'm going to ignore comments like that, and if you're not going to leave me valuable information like that, then you're of no use to me, okay? So, but like I say, what I'm going to do is, on the previous vid that I uploaded, I showed you how we can start out with a lot of money. Practically you can go through the whole game with just that amount of money, and that's it. But basically I just did it to do it. But this time we're gonna look up how to have the players, and this is a poker game, how the players turn over their cards where you can see all their cards, but the game is still behaving like it doesn't know each other's cards. Okay, so that's what we're going to do here. Plus I'm going to quickly show you how I got to that region where it starts off with all that money and other things that you can possibly do. So let me go ahead and get set up, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, just quickly, right quick, this is the game right here, and just to give you a little taste of what it's like to be a partner, I'm going to leave my version of this game that we are doing down there, a link for it in the description, completely free. It's a standalone, and it's the exact same version as this one. That's what it's like to be a partner with CTG, because every month I give partners perks over at Patreon and also on the Discord for those donators and those that are Patreon partners. So please come over there. It only costs $1 a month to be a partner, and as long as you're donating that $1 a month, you'll be a partner for that whole month and every perk that comes with it. So we look forward to seeing you over there. Now there's several ways to go about this, and basically what is introduced to me was three programs actually, which is JPEX Free Flash Decompiler, this SWF Memory Dumper, and Raw Data AOB Extractor. Now FlufferNutter, and those two videos, the links are in the description, goes over how to use these two and three, using all three of them. I found just with this game, this is the only game I've ever tried to do with Flash, that I only really need the Flash decompiler, because basically I'm using it the same way I did with DNSpy, is I'm just using it as a lookup method, then I'm going back to Cheat Engine. And so that's what I'm going to do now. Go ahead and bring up Cheat Engine and attach it to the game. I am not going to load my associated table as of right now, because we want to do this from scratch. So let's go ahead and get to it. So I'm just going to do it with Flash Decompiler, since it does find the SWF files while the game is running for this game, but you want to use the SWF memory dumper for browser top Flash games and things like that. So go take a look at Fluffer's vids. He shows you how to dump all the files using this program, using raw AOB extractor for things that you find that you can go try. Great stuff, and I'm not even going to go into stuff he's already taught. So he did an outstanding job with that. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and search SWFs in memory, and since we have the game running, it'll show a list of all the processes that are on the system running right now. So we bring that up, and we're just going to look for the Governor of Poker 2 right here. We go ahead and highlight it, match select, and it may take a minute or two, and I'll probably pause when I go to bring it up, because the file it needs to read, it takes it a few minutes to read, so I definitely don't want to have that on the vid. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and let it bring it up, and I'm going to go ahead and save what I got, and I'll be right back with you when it's done that. Alrighty, so now it's read all the SWF files that is associated with this particular Flash game that's running right now, and through trial and error you find this. And basically what I did is I loaded every single one of them into there, and then I just started doing text searches, and it took me to specific ones. And the most specific one, I believe it was this one right here, where all the most of the coding that we need for our game hacking is stored here. And I'll know here in just a second when I try to bring it up, because it takes it a while to read it. Yeah, and that's it. So this one right here is the one I'm going to be using. But what I did, like I said, is I put them all in there and I just started searching. So that's basically what I did. But let me go ahead and stop this while it's doing that. Alrighty, so it loaded up the SWF file that we needed, and these are where I know the scripts are that I need to modify to get what I want. First one right quick, I'm going to show you, like I said, I've already showed you the steps after I found it. I'm just going to show you how I found it, and that was start with the 99999 money right quick. And I already know that by starting a game, when you create a game, it starts you off with like 1280, 1260, something like that. So I wanted to start a game with a massive amount of money, so that's what I tried to find. So basically what I did is I put start or starting like that, and I just see if there's any type string or anything of that nature that may be in the script saying starting. So I just let it do its search. We got dealer view, and it didn't really give me what I wanted here. So I tried another. So basically, well, what is it I want? I went to money instead. So we just click on money, and we get a bunch of different things in memory. And basically I went and checked each one. I mean, I sincerely did. But I believe it's here in player info, so I'm going to go over to that. I'm not exactly sure exactly where it's at, but I just got to look it around, and I came across it. And that's basically what you're doing. And I know that there are better ways to do this, but since I don't know those ways, I can't show you those ways. And everybody that keeps telling me that there are better ways will not tell me. So, you know, I'm stuck with doing what it is I do, and that's hunt and peck. And you can get all kind of things when you go looking in here. You can see all kind of things that you can start modifying and trying out and everything. So it's really good for a learning experience. Plus, even being a Flash game, you know, going into something like this, you can really see how the games are structured. You know, how things are calling things and meeting conditions and not meeting conditions. It's really good to go through and see if you can, you know, just place exactly what is going on here. Why is it doing this? Why is it doing that? You know, and you will not believe how much it will improve your game hacking ability. It truly, truly will. So, like I say, there's just so much to click through. So let's see if I can narrow that search down just a little bit more. And I believe it may be under starting money or something similar to that. I believe it's under career model or one of the careers. So let's go through each one. I don't think it's that one. And boom, here it is. So you see, there's still a lot of searching involved, and like I say, I know there's better ways, but you don't really know what strings they may be using unless you do like a string search and see, but even that may not provide you much information. Also, I forgot to say, for this particular game, for GOP, which is Governor of Poker 2, you want to turn off in automatic settings automatic deobfuscation, because it will give you bad AOBs. Okay, it will give you AOBs. You won't be able to find nothing with Cheat Engine with that on. However, in most browser-based games, you want to go ahead and turn that on and leave it on when you're searching. Don't ask me why that happens. I don't have a clue. So, who knows? Don't really care. But as you can see, it's basically when you're starting a new game, all this is loaded. Every single thing you see here. So not only can you can see here, start possessions. That's what it was, start possessions. So we see here the starting money is $12.50, and that's what I went and modified. And you saw how I did that. If you did not see the last video, I'll post it up here. And I just went and did it. And I didn't really explain anything. I really couldn't explain anything to you because I was just trying to figure it out myself. but like I say, you can see all kind of things you can modify here. How much the bank loans you, how many hats you can start out with. Certain hats are unlocked at different intervals and everything. So you can go through there, starting money in poker games, things like that. Just whatever. So you can go and mess around with those all you want to. And that's what I did, is I did with the starting money. Like I say, go take a look at the past video if you want to see that. Alright, that being said, there's also a glitch that was in this game. Now, in later versions of it, they went ahead and updated it, especially after my first video came out, when I showed how to do that glitch. It's when you go into a poker game, into the game, and then you put exit game, you click out of the, you're not really leaving the game, or leaving the poker game itself, but you're just exiting that game period. And you come back to this title screen, then you click on tutorial and then go through the tutorial. Well, during the tutorial, while it's teaching you how to play poker, all the card players turn their cards over. Well, as soon as they turn the cards over, you leave the tutorial with the tutorial still running, and then go back to your game. And throughout the rest of your game, no matter what poker game you get into after that, they'll all keep turning their cards over. It was an exploit and a glitch that we took advantage of. And then they saw we were taking advantage of it, and they went and fixed it. However, now we found another way where you can have them always flip the cards over by using an array of bytes found here with JPEX and modifying it with Cheat Engine. So that's what we're going to do, is now that this is patched, we can still have them show all cards, and they're still acting like, you know, they can't see anybody's cards. They don't even realize they turned their cards over. But I want to thank FlufferNutter for this. Like I say, he pretty much handheld me through this entire thing. I had no clue what I was doing. So this is all him right here. This is his tutorial. He's the one that showed me everything. So basically, we go back to our tools right here to text search. And he searched all kind of things. He searched turnover. He searched just regular cards. He searched all things, and then finally it led you to a section where it says show cards. And he got some good hits on that. And you see there's all kind of things, and he went through each one of these, but he saw there was one specific area right here, the dealer view, that he went to. I don't think we really need that anymore. That if you take a look when you start, you really got to understand this coding, but you can kind of see initially what's going on based on the strings being used, the symbols that are being used. And right here it's doing the calculations, do something if something happens. And what you see right here, global, if show cards, then it loads up the open cards process, which basically they turn the cards over. And close, when you go through the coding and take a look, let me see if I can find a good area right here. Here it is. It says right here, if close, right here, what it wants to do, if close, it just look at cards. And basically that's just when they peek under the cards, just kind of like an action script right here. And then if open cards, that means usually this function is going to be started when, you know, the game is over, or, you know, somebody's being called at the river or whatever. It's performing the decoration of the turn cards right here. So, you know, there are several ways you can go about having them do this, but he found the easiest way was to modify the show cards global right here, this if statement right here. And basically what there is a show cards true or false. If this can, you know, basically if this is so, show the cards. If this is not so, don't show the cards. But so what he did is he went over here to it, and let's go ahead and put up the AOB so you can see everything. When you click on it, it'll take you to that area, as you can see right here, and you have the array of bytes that you need, that what's going on in over here in this script in that section, as you can see right here. Plus you can also click on this little button here, and it shows you the array of bytes as you would see them in a dump, have a memory dump like Cheat Engine or something. And if you take a look, I think it's right around here. These are the bytes right here, starting at 303 of that same show cards if global section. So we want to remember that 303, and I have a horrible memory, so I use Notepad. Line 303 is show cards, and it's going to be roughly there again. But what we want to do, and what he did, let's come back over to it, as he was telling me, and I'm just going to have to do it in his own words, to take out that true and false. And this is what he said. He said, Flash is stupid for this one. So not means not equal is false, and not means equal true. Since it is Flash and we can exceed the byte limit, we remove the not completely, and it will do the exact same thing. So basically what I was saying, I can't really use a 90 in Flash. 90 doesn't mean a NOP in Flash. So basically what it does is when you remove that NOP, which if you take a look here, where'd it go? Did it? Look at cars, memory. Okay, here it is right here. If you take a look to show cards, you get this not right here. So basically a true false statement right here. So if you take out that not right here, it makes it, like he said, into a not, which will always equal false every time that goes, and basically it will always be turning the cards over. Is what I gathered out of it anyway. So to do that, we just want to see what these bytes over here at 303 are going to turn into, so we know what to tell Cheat Engine to do for this Flash game. So we copied down what the original bytes were when the code is normal, and that's what I did. And I put them in there so I can actually search for them in Cheat Engine. And that's the first thing you really want to do before you start changing stuff, is make sure Cheat Engine can find these bytes. They should be in there, but you know, I've had a little trouble here and there. Make sure writable is turned on, readable and writable. When searching AOBs, always do that for AOBs. And then just go search, and you see it finds one spot in memory. So we go to that memory, and that's when you browse, that's the memory dump down here. When you click on disassemble, that'll be the information that's provided up here. So keep that in mind. Browse for memory dump, and for code execution, things like that, is up here for disassemble. Okay, this is Decompile. Alright, so we know here's that function in memory of show cards. So we know that this is our AOB that we need. Alright, sorry about that, fellas. But this is how we know what AOB we need. So let's go ahead and copy that to clipboard. Actually, let's just copy this one, since we already know it only brings up one address, and we can go ahead and actually start the script. And we know we need it to scan for that array of bytes, so that's what we're going to use is the AOB scan command, which is AOB scan. So I want you to scan an array of bytes that I'm going to name. Let's see, we'll just call that what it is, show cards. And there's the byte address, and it's going to name that very first byte, which happens to be the one we want to change. It's going to name that show cards. So now we need to register that symbol, or excuse me, register this name as a symbol, so we can just use that name in which we're referencing that address that's holding the 1, 2 there. So register symbol. Okay. Alright. So the only thing I don't know is what to change that byte to. And to make a long story short, if we go change it in the program, it's not going to show us. So basically you got to know a little bit of this coding. This is where your knowledge of Flash programming comes in, and this is where I had to go back to him. And that's basically what he was talking about right here, is that it needs to be, I was just saying, well, why does it 9-0 just nopping out don't work? Well, you know, he's going into this explanation about the not and everything, and basically what you have to do is change that not from 1-2 to 0-2, and that makes it this not right here. So like I say, go read about that stuff. I don't understand it, to be honest with you, but basically what you have to do is change that 12 to a 2, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm just bypassing that, and like I say, I had to ask him because I just had no clue. 9-0 wasn't working. Just getting rid of it like a not wasn't working. It was actually freezing it, and they wasn't looking at their cards and everything. But changing that to 0-2 makes it like a not instead of just a not, and it basically works. So that's what we're going to do. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is get into the game. And if you understand Flash, then you understand that. Don't bother explaining it to me, because like I say, after this Flash game, I'm probably never going to do another one, so I don't really care. So let's go ahead and get over to a poker game right quick so we can take a look. Sorry, I forgot that I had deleted the game for this video. Let's just go ahead and get on to the town. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and you can see here, see how it starts with 1250, because I didn't have my code on. That's normally what you get. Alright, so here's the deal. And as you can see, they're just peeking at their cards or whatever and just playing normally here. So I'm going to alt-tab back out of the game, and we're going to go back over here and taking his advice, because he understands this programming a little better. What happened to my script? Did I exit out of it? No, here it is. There it is. Okay. Oh, I was about not to be happy at all. I'm just going to take a couple of these. Really, you don't even need to do that. You just need to change that to the 0-2. And then when you restore it back, you need to change it back to the 1-2. And this is in hex, by the way. That 1-2 is actually, I believe, 18 in decimal, if I'm not mistaken. But be that as it may, that's 12 in hex, not just regular like a dozen 12. That's 1-2, so that's like 18 decimal. Alright, so let's see what that does, and we need to unregister that symbol when we turn it back off. And this should do it like he states, and you know, just make it to where they always turn the cards over. So let's go see, and we're going to go show cards, or players show cards. And let's go ahead over to our memory dump area, and what we want to do is see if that 1-2 changes to a 0-2. Bring it over here so we turn it on and take a look. It turned to 0-2, so let's go back to the game. And you remember what basically module we're in. Remember, we're in that dealer view, so this is everything basically what's happening when the cards are being dealt. when the cards are being dealt. So keep that in mind also. So while the game is actually running right now, they're not actually going to do it. So what I want to do is fold and skip just to get this game over and make sure that it activates that function again of when they deal the cards. So everything will run. And that's where it normally turns over the cards, like at the end of a hand. But we made it to where they always think it's the end of the hand, you know. And take a look. They all turn their cards over, but yet they'll go ahead and still play the game like, you know, like normal. They can't see each other's hand. They can't see my hand. So they'll still can play. So that way you can always see the cards. So I'm going to leave this game for you down there in the description. I'm sorry that I was not able to give a better explanation of this, basically because I don't understand it myself. But I want to thank everybody that helped me, you know, in finding this. And basically, I just want to show you that, you know, when you're not having much luck in Cheat Engine, there are always other ways you can go about and search for things to get things that you want. And you know, always look into different avenues. When you're not able to solve a problem one way, go ahead and look at other aspects of maybe trying to find these things. And there's always different ways that you can find these spots and go manipulate them as you see fit. I want to go ahead and thank my partners and my donators right quick. These guys keep the cheat the game running. If it wasn't for these guys, I would have stopped this a long time ago. So we all owe them a huge debt of gratitude. I want to thank you guys for coming out here to watch the video. Please drop a like on it if you can. I'd really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. We're getting back into the normal game hacking here pretty soon. And later on, I've been asked this too, is to look into Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I do have. I just haven't really got around to it. It's over here somewhere. But I'll go take a look at it, and we'll see if we can find some things out in it also as well. So, you know, we got a lot to show you, and a lot of new games coming out this year that I'm really looking forward to. So we'll just keep going from there. But I'm going to go ahead and thank every single one of y'all for coming out. It really means a lot. Each and every one of you are a part of CTG. It does me good to see you coming out here really eager and wanting to learn, and we're more than happy to help you do that. So come join us over at our Facebook as well as our Discord channels, and please, you know, come be a partner over at our Patreon, which is only $1 a month. And like I say, you get all perks. I give out free games just like I'm doing in this vid, and I give out all types of techniques, learning materials, things of that nature. Partners get first dibs on prize winnings, things like that. Usually when we have drawings or anything like that, only the partners are going in it. So, and we've got a lot of partners, and we want to get more, and we want you to be a part of that also. So come join us. All right, guys, I'm out of here, and I hope this has been a little helpful to you. Go take a look at those other vids; they should help you. All right, guys, you take care. Keep on hacking. Most importantly, please enjoy yourself. That's really what it's all about. You cheat the game, fellas, because believe me, it doesn't mind cheating you. You all take care of it.